This right here is the stuff that businesses are made of. It's a beginning of a framework that tons of entrepreneurs and businesses use to leverage their time, add tons of value for their clients, and see growth at scale automated. Today, we're talking about my tech stack for my creative marketing agency, how you can build your own, and what's the process or the framework around it to make it actually profitable for your business. Let's get it. All right, so what is a tech stack? A tech stack is like tools or technology, mainly software, to help you realize the overall system of your business. And for you to understand what a tech stack is, you kind of have to understand what a funnel is. A funnel is basically like a framework to help you process multiple relationships at once. And businesses that grow have to worry about relationship, because every relationship matters, but you don't have the time to individually manage each individual relationship. A funnel kind of helps you with that. And that's where the tech stack comes in, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But basically, people that are far from you, who don't know anything about you or your business or your services, what you offer, and you got to kind of lure them in to being close to you, to making a decision. Do I like this person? Will I buy from them? Will I give them some money? So there's different kinds of funnels, and we use a very basic understanding of funnels in our business, and we're going to break all of this stuff down even further for you. But the basic funnel that we're using is like a sales funnel, is awareness, which is like people who don't know anything about you, they're just understanding who you are, to consideration, where they're like, okay, you got me, I'm hooked, let me understand a little bit more about your business, to decision. How do I give this person money because I need to hire them? And that's the basic structure of any type of funnel. And if you understand what a funnel is and what the system is around that, then you can understand how you build your framework on top of that. So for our agency, Creative Partner, our awareness kind of looks like this. SEO for our blogs to share in-depth information for free, and that's all based off of search and queries, and we try to match people's searches and answer their questions. We use ads to showcase our work and our acumen. That also helps a lot in terms of getting people who may not ever think of you, or maybe in the market, to look for a specific service, and your hat is automatically thrown in the ring when they are using Facebook or Google or whatever ad service that you're using. We also use social media. Free quick tips, easy information, fast digestible, entertainment, inspiration. All of these things are part of our awareness section of the funnel. Okay, the next part is consideration. Consideration requires a little bit of the potential customer. It requires them to give me their email. So for us, all of our stuff in the consideration phase is behind some type of wall. And the only way you can get through that wall is signing up and giving me your email. And then I give you access to even more in-depth information, more practical tools and tips, more tools and guides to help you actually do the work, maybe even on yourself, before thinking about hiring a professional to come on board and helping you. So for us, our free guides, those are all behind our email wall. And we also have a free webinar. We also have our email list. You have to give me your email so that I can email you, or you have to give me your email to join our webinars. All of these things work together to move people together, move people closer rather, towards the decision-making process. Lastly is decision. This is the simplest and the shortest one, because you want people to be primed and ready when they get to this area. So we offer a free discovery call, and we offer paid consultation. So you can see that the commitment level needs to be intensified as people get through the funnel. I want you to be more locked in, more committed. By the time you come talk to me, I don't have to like coax you or try to sell you, or I'm just presenting to you what we can do, because our work has already been proven by the work of our funnel, okay? So that's a whole lot of conversation and talking, not about a tech stack. That was all about funnel, but we're gonna, build on top of that. So now that you understand the framework behind a funnel, it's time to automate it. And this is where specifically the tech stack comes in. So it's all the software you need to make your funnel seamless and generate leads for you at scale, okay? Or at least make it easier for you to do so, because this is not a silver bullet, but it definitely adds gasoline to a fire. So for us, we're gonna break this down in two different ways. We're gonna talk about categorized tech, and we're gonna talk about our flow tech. All right, so here's our tech based on categories, based on the funnel. The first thing is the tech we use in the awareness awareness phase. In the awareness phase, we're using Google for a lot of things. Google search, Google ads, Google My Business. You know, these things help us promo. Google search helps us allow to understand what people are searching for, looking for based on our demographic. We use Google Docs to write all of our blog posts. We use Yoast to help us make sure that our writing is readable, making sure that we're getting all of these check marks on our SEO parameters, making sure that it's actually searchable and Google can actually crawl this and understand what information is on it and give it to the right person. In our consideration technology that we use Podia. Anything that is behind that proverbial wall for email, we put that all on one platform called Podia. Podia handles our free guides, our free tools, all of our free downloads, all of our webinars, everything that we need to collect in email, it's all done through Podia. And then we also use email marketing, so to do our email newsletter. This is complicated for me. I still haven't found the tool that I'm happiest with, but right now we're using Drip, but we are in the process of moving to Flowdesk. And there's like a big asterisk, okay? Put an asterisk right here, boom. The asterisk is basically saying, we don't know what we're doing here yet, but we do send emails. Right now we're using Drip, maybe Flowdesk, but you use whatever email software you want. Lastly, our decision tech is Online Form and Calendly. We'll talk a little bit more about that and how that all works in our next section, which is our Flow Tech. Flow Tech is basically like the in-between technology that works all throughout this tech stack to make everything work. And I'm gonna give you guys a scenario near the end to help you start to process what you need to be doing to make sure this is working for you. So at the top of our Flow Tech is HubSpot. Put another one of those big asterisks right here. Put two asterisks right here. HubSpot is all-encompassing, omnipresent, all-powerful, but it comes at a cost. And by cost, I mean it's expensive. And by expensive, I mean it ain't cheap. I can do a whole video on HubSpot, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So HubSpot could really be helpful. That's what, manages our emails. It helps track our emails, track people through our sales pipeline, which could be a whole other conversation. Let me know in the comments if you want me to cover that. It manages some of our deals and our quotations. Okay, that's HubSpot. I'll talk a little bit more about that. Next is Calendly. We use Calendly instead of some of the free tools that come with HubSpot because it's just better and more native. And again, HubSpot, very expensive the more you want to get involved with it. Calendly helps us do simple workflows, and it's very easy and built into Chrome, so it just works for us, so we're happy to pay the extra fee to have that feature. We use another CRM type, because HubSpot is a CRM. We use another CRM type, but I don't use it as a CRM. It's called Dubsado. I have another love-hate relationship for Dubsado. Dubsado doesn't do all the things right, but the stuff that it does do right, it does really well. I've had lots of people mention to me that are clients that say, hey, I really like this system of paying my invoice. It was very simple and very easy to understand. And Dubsado is like a whole encompassing CRM like HubSpot, but it's really good at this right here, this simple workflow of creating a proposal, creating the contract for that proposal, getting it signed, and giving the person the invoice, and doing that all without me having to do anything. Once I say start workflow and all the other information is put in, meaning which contract I'm going to use, what client email is going to be used, all the other stuff just happens and I get paid. And speaking of payments, Stripe is basically built into Dubsado, which is like maybe 80%. We do a lot of some e-transfers, but 80% of all of our transactions or income, revenue is done through Stripe. It's built into Calendly for our paid discoveries or consultations. And then once we have a deposit, once we have the money, that's when we start to work. And because we're a creative marketing agency, we use a lot of Figma, a lot of Adobe Creative Suite, WordPress, Shopify. That's like the bread and butter. And how we track the actual nitty-gritty of how this is actually working all together with all the different team members and departments is with Slack and Asana. Slack and Asana help us keep our cool because we know there's one place where everything lives, and that's in Asana. And all the conversations about the business and the work that we're doing, it happens in Slack. So this is kind of the categorized and now the flow technology and how it works. And you can kind of start to maybe possibly piece together the in-between stuff that I was talking about. So yes, we have the categorized technology, but these little things, these other pieces of technology all get fit in between to make everything work. So here's the next part. We're gonna talk about a potential or a fictional potential client that wants to get involved working with Creative Partner, my agency. Basically, how that would work is, first, maybe they would hear about us through one of our ads on Instagram or on LinkedIn, maybe reading one of our articles, and maybe maybe they'll just know about us, hear about us. Maybe they're part of our demographic. We're in their niche, which is for us construction and interior design. From there, maybe they like our stuff, our style, and they want to maybe move into the consideration phase. And little side note here, consideration phase is a long period. Like any relationship, it takes time to get that trust factor solidified. Okay, I vibe with you. Okay, you vibe with me. We're cool. You're cool. I'm cool. We're cool. And that right there is very important. So don't rush a relationship. Don't rush your business funnel. So it takes time, work on it. So people might jump into this consideration phase from the awareness phase by some of our free social media content or LinkedIn content. And once they're in the consideration phase, that's where maybe this potential client joins one of our free webinars. Maybe now that they've joined the webinar, now they're on our email list and they're getting a monthly email of some of the great content and great resources that we're providing for free for them because they've given us the email. And now they've come to the point where, okay, I've tried to do all the free stuff that Bart gave me, and now I have this big project and I need some help. How do I get in touch with Bart? So there's a few ways. At the bottom of all of our emails, we have a link. It takes them to our contact page on our website. That's where all the project inquiry stuff comes in, and that's where that information from our online form on WordPress goes into HubSpot. This is, again, the double asterisk, super crazy HubSpot. HubSpot, without getting too involved into it, HubSpot can do any and everything if you have the right amount of budget. I believe I was quoted anywhere around $800 to $1,000 a month from HubSpot, and they're really based for people who have large businesses, who need something all-encompassing, who needs multiple team members to have their fingers in the pot to help manage it and work this tech stack. It does lots of great things. I just can't justify $1,000 a month when I still have people I need to pay and a business to run. But maybe one day $1,000 a month will be nothing for me, and I'll be able to do that. So for now, I use the free version of HubSpot. It tracks those forms, it tracks those emails, what they were doing on our site, what page did they come from, how many interactions that I have. This is all through an API that works with WordPress. And from there, it automatically schedules a free meeting with them through Calendly. This is, again, why we use Calendly. It has a little bit of automation built into it. I send them a form as soon as they book a call with me to make sure that the decision maker is in the room and I get a company profile understanding of what their business is. From there, we'll have multiple correspondents that move them through the sales pipeline within HubSpot. From there, we'll go into Dubsado. Once we've landed a deal, I will get them the proposal, their contract, and their invoice. Dubsado does a great job at that, and I'll get the payment most likely through Stripe. Once we get all that information and it's all locked in, that's where it automatically, through a Zapier, you can then use that to connect to Asana. Asana then allows us to select which type of project we're going to be doing, and we build a whole project inside of Asana with deadlines and task lists and making sure people have all the right things at the right time. And then from there, we go into all the little, technology stack that I talked about relating to the work, where it's Figma, WordPress, Shopify, all these different things. And all the communication for the team all around us is all done through Slack. Okay, that was a mouthful, and I hope this really helps you, because if you're looking at building SOPs because you want to go from being just a solopreneur into a full-fledged entrepreneur and grow your business, you need to know what you need to know, meaning you can't have the SOPs, like the systems and procedures and processes, without understanding what technology am I using, and not without understanding what is my funnel or my system. So this framework that I just laid out for you guys, understanding your funnel, to understanding your tech stack, to understanding how you can start to build some SOPs down the future, is very crucial to getting your business from being, somebody who's wearing multiple hats, running up and down, to if I get 10 leads this month, or if I get 100 leads this month through my funnel, I'm okay, because everything gets automated with the email scheduling people inside of Calendly. Calendly puts it in my calendar and people can't double book, and I just run through the meetings and I just keep going through the sales pipeline and keep trying to close deals and sending them their proposals and their invoices and getting the work inside of Asana. So now all this ingest is not burdening me to run my business. Okay, I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that you've understood this framework that I've built out, and I hope you start to build out your funnels, your tech stack, and your SOPs. This is it from me. I've been Bart. Peace out.